This is a very strange town. Here, all people have no heads. Only a lonely torso walking on the street, although without heads. This doesn't affect their lives. Drivers without heads still drive. Girls without heads still eat ice cream. However, what's even more absurd is, in this headless town, there actually lives a person with a head. The boy is named Dashin. He is the only person with a head and face in the town. Therefore, he sees absurd scenes every day. Taxi drivers without heads make traffic lights useless. Not only do they rush around on the streets, but also drive onto street lamps. The woman who bought ice cream, because she has no head, directly pours the ice cream on her chest. Facing these bizarre behaviors, Dashin has become accustomed to them. However, just as he was about to leave, he accidentally bumped into a headless girl. The girl reached out and touched Dashin. Seeming to like him, Dashin felt somewhat at a loss. He hurriedly ran away, because he was afraid she would discover he has a head. After returning home, he started carving a piece of wood, as if working on something important. When tired, he looked out the window. Soon it was the next day. Frequent traffic accidents continued to occur, because they have no heads. Robbers who robbed the bank were like headless flies. They tripped over a taxi when leaving, coins scattering everywhere. The robbers thought they were surrounded by police. They picked up guns and fired randomly. Many innocent pedestrians suffered. To comfort his lonely soul, Dashin returned to where he met the girl yesterday. Unexpectedly, the girl was still standing there waiting for him. This time, Dashin decided not to retreat, but bravely took the girl's hand. The two came to the cinema. Unexpectedly, the movie was playing backwards. The woman next to them, because she had no head, kept piling popcorn on her neck, but this didn't affect their date at all. Dashin quietly, holding the girl's hand. A sweet love story began just like that. After the date ended, Dashin returned home and continued carving her wood. Soon it was time for another date. Dashin hurried out, holding flowers, gathering courage to confess to the girl. Although the girl couldn't see, she was overjoyed after receiving the flowers. They sat on a park bench chatting. The girl reached out to touch Dashin, but when she touched his face, she got a big fright, turning around and running as if seeing a monster, leaving only a disappointed Dashin standing there to win back his beloved girl. After returning home, Dashin made a decision that went against his ancestors. He pulled down the curtain. A guillotine suddenly appeared before his eyes. It turned out Dashin had been carving wood, just to make this guillotine. To avoid being seen as different, he climbed onto the guillotine without hesitation, and cut off his own head with his own hands. Without his head, he staggered out the door. The town was shrouded in smoke. People on the road had lost their way. They could only feel their way forward with their hands. Along the way, Dashin tripped over a beggar's corpse, but he didn't give up. Instead, he picked up a nearby cane and continued forward. After going through countless hardships, the two finally met in the fog. Relying on familiar scents, they quickly recognized each other. Discovering Dashin also had no head, the girl finally agreed to date him. Finally, the lovers were united. The two supported each other walking in the twilight, and lived a shamelessly happy life together.